begin your practice, move into child's pose, or you also have the option to come to a forward fold in the middle of your mat. For child's pose, come to your hands and your knees, bring your big toes together, heels far apart, set your hips back, extend your arms out long, bring your forehead to the mat. Forward fold, simple as it sounds, just fold forward and down, feet hip width distance apart. Let your arms hang heavy, maybe bend your knees a little bit. Just kind of breathe here, closing your eyes, settling in. Start to bring your awareness to your breath. Very slowly start to deepen your breath. Just breathing through your nose, and as you exhale, if you're in the forward fold, just come down to a seated position, cross-legged seat. If you're in child's pose, inhale, gently start to rise up to your hands and your knees. Cross your ankles, sit up and over your feet, coming just to a nice cross-legged seat. And then inhale your arms up. Exhale, plant your right hand behind your right hip. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Gently twist off towards the right, turning more from your core rather than your neck. Try to lengthen your spine. Inhale, unwind, raising your arms up overhead. And then exhale, plant your left hand behind your left hip, right hand onto your left knee. Again, turning more from your core rather than your neck. You can be in these poses longer, or if something else feels right for you, feel free to move into that pose. Inhale, come back to center, bring your arms up overhead. This time as you exhale, place your right hand beside your right hip, or maybe your forearm, and reach your left arm up overhead, taking a nice side bend to the right. And then inhale, come back up to center, take a side bend to the left, dropping that left hand off by your left hip, or maybe come down to your forearm. Inhale, come back up to center. And then exhale, plant your hands in front of you. Kind of rock onto your hands, your knees, coming to tabletop. Try to have your hands in line with your shoulders, knees in line with your hips. Feel free to wiggle your hips a little bit, or bending one elbow and the next, kind of just adding some movement in this tabletop position. And then inhale your right leg up. Exhale, plant it in between your hands. Straighten your right leg and sit your hips down just a little bit, not all the way, but for an active half splits. If you sat your hips all the way down, it would be half splits. And inhale, come back forward, staying on your knees, bring both your arms up overhead. And for crescent lunge, I kind of forgot the name right there. Exhale, plant your left hand down, bring your right arm back and up. Revolve side angle, you can gaze at your right hand. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Step your right foot back, coming to a nice high plank. And then on an exhale, lower 90% or all the way down. If you just lower 90% of the way down, you can stay hovering above the mat. If you lower all the way down, it's all right too. And then roll over your toes, pressing into your hands, lifting your chest off the ground for cobra if you're not hovering over the mat, or down upward dog if you are hovering over the mat. Exhale, lower back all the way down. Inhale, press into your hands and your knees, coming back to tabletop. Take a breath, take some movement here. Inhale, pick your left leg up in the air. Exhale, plant it in between your hands. Sit those hips back for the active half splits. Inhale, bring both your arms up overhead. Crescent lunge. Exhale, plant that right hand down. Left hand comes back and up. Revolve side angle. This time as you bring that lifted hand down to the mat, step your left foot back and lower all the way down, resting your right ear on the mat for my favorite yoga pose, which I don't know the name for. And then kind of rest here, closing your eyes. Inhale, bring your chin to center, place your hands by your shoulders. Keep your forearms down and press into your hands and your forearms so your chest come off the ground for Sphinx pose. We're going to hold this for about a minute. Maybe soften your shoulders, roll out your neck. Try to gaze forward, or you can close your eyes. Just try to breathe, settling in. Keep your attention on your breath. And exhale, lower back all the way down. Inhale, press into your hands and your knees, coming back to tabletop position again. Take an inhale, pick up your right hand out to the side and up into the air. And then exhale, cross that hand underneath your body, in between your left arm and your left leg. Coming into a threaded child's pose, and you can maybe rest on your right knee and your right ear. Right palm can be down or up. Again, your hips can be up or down. Close your eyes. This is a sort of a yin pose as we start to hold some poses longer. We're going to move into another little flow, and then we'll go into even a longer hold. We're just going to hold this pose for just a little over a minute. Very gently, as you inhale, start to rise up. Bring that right arm up into the air. Gaze at your right fingertips. Exhale, bring that right hand forward and down. Let's do the left side. Inhale, Left arm up into the air. Exhale, cross it underneath your body, in between your right arm and your right leg. Sit your hips down or keep your hips up high. Kind of bring your left ear to the mat, resting your left shoulder. Threaded child's pose on the left side. And inhale, slowly rise up. Bring your left arm up in the air. You can gaze at your left fingertips. Bring that left hand forward and down. Press into your hands and your feet so your knees come off the ground, hips come up high for downward dog. Slowly bend one knee and the next. The heels of your feet might reach the mat, they might not. Don't worry, if you've been doing this 11 years, they still might not reach the ground. It's okay. And then walk or hop your feet in between your hands, coming to a forward fold at the top of your mat. And then exhale, just kind of lower, sinking more into that forward fold, letting your arms hang even more heavy. Inhale, bring your arms out to the side, hit the wall next to you if you can. Arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale, bring your palms down to the center of your chest. Not heart center would be here. Center of your chest is here. In yoga, they often say center or heart center, which is here, not here, okay? I'm looking at my girlfriend as I say this too. Inhale, pick up your right leg, step it behind you about 2.5, 3 feet. Keep your right heel lifted. And inhale, both your arms up overhead for crescent lunge. If you want a little more challenge, you can pick up that left heel. And then exhale, bring both your hands down, left hand forward, right hand back. Drop your right heel down, twisting your right toes to about a 45-degree angle. Soften your shoulders. If you're a fan of The Matrix, it's the 20-year anniversary right now. So you can do palms up and then come at me, Agent Smith. Exhale, straighten your left knee. Bring your left arm up overhead. Let your right hand fall down your right leg for reverse warrior variation. It's a variation because your left knee is straight. Exhale, bend that left knee. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Let your right arm extend overhead for extended side angle. Take a breath here. And exhale, continue following through that right hand until you plant it on the mat. Pick up your right heel. Pick up let your left hand come back and up for evolved side angle. And then exhale. Bring your left hand down to the mat. Kind of straighten your left leg, bowing over your left leg for pyramid pose. Keeping your hands there, step your right foot next to your left, coming back to a forward fold. Exhale, hang heavy. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms up overhead, palms together. This time to heart center. Exhale, pick up your left foot, step it back about 2.5 feet. Keep that left heel lifted. Put your arms up overhead. For crescent lunge, have your right knee bent. And then exhale, bring your right hand in front of you, left hand back. Drop your left heel down. Soften your shoulders. Gaze over your fingertips. Warrior 2. Take an exhale, come into reverse warrior variation as you straighten that right leg. Right arm overhead, left hand back. Exhale. We're going to extend side angle, right. Bend your right knee. Right forearm to right thigh. Left arm extends overhead. Then exhale. Bring your extended hand down to the mat. Bring the other arm back and up. Pick up your back heel. For evolved side angle. And exhale, let that hand continue following through a nice circle motion all the way down to the mat. Kind of straighten your front leg, coming to pyramid pose. And then bring both your feet to meet at the top of your mat, staying in a forward fold. And come all the way down to a seated position. Instead of crossing your feet this time, bring the soles of your feet to touch. Let your knees fall out wide. You can have your feet further or closer to your body. Inhale your arms up into the air. Exhale, gently let your hands down to the ground. You have the option to even thread your hands underneath your ankles for a threaded butterfly. If your hands are not underneath your ankles, it's just butterfly pose. And then we're going to be here for a few minutes, about 3 minutes, so try to settle in. You don't want to force yourself into the pose. However low you can fold or not fold is just perfect. Try to relax any tension in your jaw or your neck. We want this pose to be more passive rather than active. By staying in these holds longer, it allows the stretch to get into deeper parts of your body, not just your muscles, but your connective tissue. And it even helps you maybe stay calmer off the mat, but that's a maybe. Try to soften and deepen your breath, surrendering to the pose. I'll keep track of the time, but you just settle in. Very gently and slowly start to rise out of this pose. Just move slow and gentle with your body. Then grab a hold of your ankles and gently start to lean back, lowering all the way down to your back. Extend your legs out long. Then on an inhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. Your hands out, a T. Palms on the ground or palms up. Exhale, drop your knees off to the right. Bring your chin to the left. Or it might feel better to have your chin to the right. Whatever feels best. And close your eyes. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, drop them off to the left. Turn your chin to the right or to the left. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Extend them out long. Bring your hands by your side, palms facing up. Close your eyes, settling in for the final resting posture, Shavasana. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like. Or you can get on with the rest of your day, or even re-watch this video if you're that crazy about it. Otherwise, keep your eyes closed. Focus on your breath.